Hello my sweeties and welcome back to my channel. If you don't already know me, my name is Celise and thank you for joining my spooky little family. In today's video, we will be talking about 10 horror films for Pride Month. Let's get into the video. Okay, so it's here. We're here. Happy Pride Month. I have my cute little rainbow earrings on for you. Eye gems on, ready to go. My birthday just passed and it's Pride Month. I mean, Bi Girl Summer. It is Bi Girl Summer. It has started. So I tried to compile a list of a bunch of queer horror films that I feel like are very underrated. So I hope everybody can find at least one thing they haven't seen on this list. I can't promise that all of them are going to be movies you guys haven't seen, but I'm going to try my best. And now at number 10, we have Vampiro'S Lesbos, directed by Jesus Franco. Vampiro'S Lesbos is an erotic horror tale about a vixen vampiress seducing and killing women to appease her insatiable thirst for female blood. Okay, so I actually watched Vampiro'S Lesbos with Melissa when she was here, and I did add it to this list because I can see why a lot of people like this one. I think visually it's really beautiful and it is one of those like psychedelic, trippy kind of horror films. Those don't always hit for me, but I can appreciate this movie. And the main actress was really amazing. And I mean, she's a lesbian vampire. Come on. Also, she is like really beautiful. So if you want to stare at like a beautiful vampire girl, like do it, you know, live your best life. On a serious note though, I do really want to delve more into Jesus Franco's work because he apparently has worked with that actress many times. So I'm really curious to see more of their collabs. If you're into the really weird and trippy horror films, then you're definitely gonna like this one. And now at number 9, we have one that many of you probably know because I talk about this movie all of the time. We have May, directed by Lucky McKee. A socially awkward veterinary assistant with a lazy eye and an obsession with perfection descends into depravity after developing a crush on a boy with perfect hands. So this is actually one of my favorite horror films of all time. It has an amazing cast. We have Angela Bettis, Jeremy Sisto, and Anna Faris, and they all absolutely kill it in this movie. I actually did a whole review of this film a little while ago, actually. I'll just link it right up there if you want to check it out. One of my favorite parts about May definitely has to be Anna Faris's character. She's amazing in this role. I feel like in the early 2000s, Anna Faris was done really dirty. So this movie really did it for her. She plays a lesbian baddie and she has so many killer fits. So that's all I'm gonna say. I mean, I wanted to date her, so the movie did a good job. Also, if you are bi like me, then you are definitely going to thirst over Jeremy Sisto, Angela Bettis, and Anna Faris. So it's just one of those movies, you know, you're just gonna be simping the whole time. And now at number 8, on a more serious note, we have Good Manners, directed by Marco Dutra and Juliana Rojas. Clara, a lonely nurse from the outskirts of Sao Paulo, is hired by mysterious and wealthy Ana as the nanny for her unborn child. The two women develop a strong bond, but soon Clara discovers a terrifying secret about her child. So this movie is probably one of the most emotional on this list. This film is absolutely beautiful, and I really have to shout out my friend Joni who recommended this film to me. I have loved this since I first watched it last year, and I can't recommend it enough. If you're into werewolf films, if you're into a good romantic horror, and honestly, if you're into a good tragedy, you're really gonna like this film. There's also a little bit of singing here, so for all my people who enjoy a good, like, a horror musical kind of thing, you're really gonna like this one. Not to mention, it is filmed beautifully. And all of the actors are really amazing. I'm telling you right now, this is definitely crying material. And now, on a lighter note, at number 7, we have Butcher Baker, Nightmare Maker, directed by William Asher. An orphan teenager finds himself being dominated by his aunt, who's hell-bent on keeping him with her at all costs. Okay, so that synopsis just sounds so ridiculous, but this movie is also really ridiculous. So this movie is very cheesy 80s fun, but we do have really amazing performances, especially from our leading lady. She gives like a really terrifying performance at times, so I really loved that. And our leading boy is gay, so that is really nice to see as well. Not only do I really love the performances in this film, but this film actually does have a really interesting story, and it really keeps you on your toes, so that was really fun. There is definitely some moments that are really cheesy and you laugh because, like, typical 80s. So if you're into 80s films, then definitely check this one out. Now at number 6, we have a classic, and that is Dracula'S Daughter, directed by Lambert Hillier. A countess from Transylvania seeks a psychiatrist's help to cure her vampiric cravings. Okay, so I have to be honest and say that this film was a little bit slow for me, but it is from 1936, so I understand and respect that. The main reason I have this film on this list is because not only is it an OG good vampire horror film, it has really great lesbian subtext. And to be honest, that was probably the best part for me outside of our lead actress's performance, because she is amazing. Just her body language and the way she uses her eyes throughout the film really is so captivating. So I highly recommend that if you're into some lesbian vampire baddies. And now at number 5, we're getting into some nunsploitation right now. I'm super excited to talk about some nunsploitation. I love it. We have Killer Nun, directed by Giulio Berruti. Sister Gertrude, the head nurse at a general hospital, succumbs to morphine addiction and psychotic madness while presiding over a chaotic regime of horrific cruelty, death, and depravity. Okay, so I actually recently watched Killer Nun because I plan to cover a bunch of nunsploitation here on the channel in the future. And this one, it surprised me. It is on the slower side, so if you're not really into a slow burn, this may not be for you. But it really does have some great moments. It's also visually stunning, and our lead actress is amazing. And she's a total baddie. How many times have I said baddie? I've lost count. Oh my god, it would be amazing. Imagine if somebody just does like a compilation of all the times I've said baddie or spooky baddie. That would be so bad for me. It's like 99% of my dialogue. Though I did find this film a tad bit too slow, I do think it is actually very good, and the story is very interesting. If you're super into nunsploitation, or if you're just getting into nunsploitation, I would say you should check this one out like right away. Now at number 4, we have Les Diaboliques, directed by Henry George Clouzot. The wife and mistress of a Lode school principal plan to murder him with what they believe is the perfect alibi. This is definitely a horror movie for the girls. This is for hot girls and hot girls only. This film did come out in 1955, so most of what is shown is a lot of lesbian subtext, but it is super obvious. So I don't know what they thought they were doing there. They really said, it's just gals being pals. But right now we're really getting into the spooky bad bitch territory. This movie is definitely spooky bad bitch vibes. I have yet to see the remake, but I actually do plan to cover it on the channel. I'm going to talk about this one and the remake in the future, so stay tuned for that if you're a fan of Les Diaboliques. Not only are there baddies in this, but this film has a really great twist ending. And I didn't even see it coming. And this film is from 1955. Like, they absolutely killed that twist. If I'm being honest, it may be one of the best twists I've ever seen. So if you'd like to check that out, I believe it's on HBO Max right now. Now at number 3, we have a film that I have recently became a huge lover of, and that is Alucarda, directed by Juan López Moctezuma. After the death of her parents, a young girl arrives at a convent and brings a sinister presence with her. Is it her enigmatic imaginary friend Alucarda to blame? Or is there a satanic force at work? I am obsessed with this synopsis, you guys. I mean, really, it keeps you on your toes. Now, this is actually another film that I did talk about on my horror movies for hot girls. And again, this is like one of the ultimate spooky bad bitch movies. This movie is super gay and I love every second of it. It is so chaotic. It is really well acted, and honestly, it's just so fun. This director is so fun. I've been really getting into his work lately and I'm loving it. I'm obsessed. Also, you know, if you're into a little brujeria, then you're definitely gonna like Alucarda. And speaking of Alucarda, at number 2, I have Mary, Mary, Bloody Mary. Also directed by Juan López Moctezuma. Mary, Mary, Bloody Mary follows Mary, a bisexual artist living in Mexico, where she sells her works and also kills people for their blood. Okay, so great news, guys. I actually got to watch this because Shudder just put it up, so I'd get on that. This is a bisexual vampire baddie. I mean, what more could you want? I actually really like this movie. I've been watching a lot of Gialli for the channel, but while watching this film, I did notice that it's kind of like a Mexican giallo, except you're told up front that the female protagonist obviously is the killer, but the mystery is who is the other killer. So it's just amazing. And not to mention, our lead actress is amazing. All I have to say is at the very beginning of the film, the beach scene is brilliant, you guys. It is brilliant. If you have not seen this film, I highly recommend it. Also, not only is she a bisexual vampire baddie, she is stunning. This actress is stunning. So I couldn't recommend this enough. Speaking of Gialli, at number 1, I have one of my favorites, and that is Knife Plus Heart, directed by Jan Gonzalez. In Paris, 1979, Anne is a producer of cheap gay porn. When Lois, her editor and companion, leaves her, she attempts to get her back by making a more ambitious film with the flamboyant Archibald. Okay, so I really love this movie. So this is actually a modern giallo, and it is so good. Vanessa Paradis is an absolute star. She is amazing. Not only is she amazing, she's just captivating. She makes you feel everything she's feeling. The kills in this movie are not only brutal, but somehow they are beautiful, like most gialli, so you're gonna love that. It's also filmed beautifully, and of course the lighting is gorgeous. And I just love how gay this movie is. All of the gay vibes. Gay vibes, great characters, great villain, great score. I mean, what more could you want? I will say though, if you're just getting into gialli, I don't recommend starting off with this one because I feel like you need to see some of the older ones first to really understand this one. But if you are into gialli and you haven't seen Knife Plus Heart yet, please bump it up on your list because it is so worth it. It is also on Shudder right now, so like, why are you wasting time? Okay, I love this for us. We talked about all of the gay vibes. All right, you guys, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe as it really helps me a lot. And be sure to click that little notification bell to be up to date every single time I upload. And let me know in the comments, have you seen any of these films? Did I at least give you one that you haven't seen? And please recommend me some of your favorite queer horror films in the comments down below. I'd love to talk about it. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.